All right, just the injuries for today. Sam will not practice. He'll be out this week. Joe will get to start. Becton will not participate in practice today. We'll just kind of see how the week goes. If there's an opportunity there, I mean, he's going through his rehab. We're just kind of, taking this one day at a time, see if something changes. Alex Lewis will not participate today. It's going to be it's a shoulder. I think he's going to be limited probably tomorrow and Friday and be good to go for the game. That was his response to me when I talked to him about that today. So I feel like he'll be okay for the game. Limited today will be Bless. Perryman will be limited, so we'll get him back. Quinnen will be limited, and John Franklin Myers will be limited as well. In regards to Le'Veon, that was kind of the consensus we came back, to last night. Spoke with him. For us, we just felt like it was best that we part ways. It gives him an opportunity to go somewhere else. For us, I mean, I want nothing but the best for him. Get an opportunity to go somewhere else and have success. And it's tough. It's a tough decision to make, but we felt like that was the best for us at the where we're at right now, and we got to move on to Miami.
Adam, I think a lot of people will look at the decision to let Bell go and connect some of the dots and that kind of perception of big personality players that worked with you in Miami and then with Jamal and Le'Veon gone here. I mean, why did it go south? And just even if you could address kind of that stigma that's now out there louder than ever.
Yeah, I mean, it's, for whatever reason, it didn't work out. We're going to have to, as our team moving forward to Miami, that's the number one concern for us right now.
Do you think he can still be a productive back in the league?
I'm sure he'll get an opportunity somewhere else, and we'll see what happens.
Do you agree with the perception that you misused him?
It's irrelevant at this point.
Yeah, but Adam, when a team makes a free agent investment that large and it ends before 2 seasons, I think the fans are interested in knowing why it didn't work out with a player of that stature.
Yeah, it didn't work out. And we're going to focus on this game right now.
Adam, I remember you talked a lot this offseason about how you had gone back and looked at the way Le'Veon had been used in the past. You believed that you had a better understanding of how to maximize his talents going into this year. Was there anything that caused the hiccups for the fact that it just did not work out?
Yeah, I mean, the first game he played a half, he got injured, and then he played this last game. So, I mean, it is what it is, the decision we made, and we're moving on to this one.
Coach, to piggyback off of Connor's first question, what would your pitch be to high-profile free agents who are interested in coming to New York that you guys want to sign in terms of leadership and culture? What would you tell them if they had questions surrounding?
Yeah, we're working on creating the culture that we've tried to build here in the last year. I felt like we got some pretty good free agents this last offseason.
Adam, how much responsibility do you take for it not working out with Le'Veon here?
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, offensively, we haven't really done a whole bunch to really impress anybody right now. We got a lot of things that we got to get corrected. We got a lot of things that we got to do better. We got to coach better. We got to play better. And that's really as an entire team.
Adam, are you worried at all about the rest of the locker room? Because Le'Veon was one of the guys that a lot of people looked up to, a big profile name player, somebody that obviously a lot of these guys played with in video. I mean, they know who Le'Veon Bell is, and to see you guys cut him, are you worried about the message it sends to the rest of the locker room about the rest of the season?
I think our locker room's pretty good right now.
Adam, spinning it forward now, what does this mean for your running backs in terms of, does P. Ryan get a bigger role now? How does this affect Frank?
Yeah, I mean, P. Ryan's definitely going to get a bigger role. Frank, you're not going to, lean on him, as heavy a load because, at where he's at in his career, he knows exactly how many touches is the right amount for him. I feel like we have a really good idea how many touches is the right amount for him. But, getting P. Ryan really involved is going to be critical for us. And then, having, two younger guys too behind with Ty and Josh Adams available, we'll get all these guys going.
Adam, Kim Jones of NFL Network reported that you guys had, or you had made the decision to keep play calling duties and you will not give them to Dowell or Jim. Can you just go into that decision? What kind of led you to come?
Yeah,
we
talked about it as a staff. None of the guys thought that was the right move to make. That was just kind of talking with those guys and seeing if we needed to make any changes in that area. Nobody thought that was going to be the reason why anything is going the way it's going.
Adam, you said that the locker room is in a good place. I mean, you talk to them every day, but did you have to address them today about this situation?
I mean, we went through our normal deal. I mean, our guys, I've talked to a lot of guys one-on-one, whether it was last night or today. So our guys seem to be all right. They're in a good place.
Can you just walk through the quarterback decision and what led you to – where is Sam at? How close is he?
I think he's better than what he was last week. I think the more time we give him, the better, he'll feel. I think he's taken the steps that we need him to take to give us an opportunity to, into next week. We'll be able to make that decision when we get there. I think he's doing a good job of communicating and letting us know how he feels, where it's not what I want to hear. It's, he's being honest as far as, his pain tolerance, his range of motion, how he feels, him being able to kind of, work on his throwing motion a little bit, these last couple of days is a real big positive. I do think he's a quick healer, and there's no doubt none of us would ever say that he's anything but tough. And, we just want to make sure that he's good before we put him out there.
Adam, since Brian Flores took over Miami, obviously they took over. I mean, they started extremely badly last year, and he seems to have turned corners here a little bit. And in the last, season and a half, so to speak, what do you see that he's done there? You're pretty familiar with that personnel, obviously, to kind of get things on an upward curve here, so to speak.
Yeah, I think he's got 8 guys that he had in New England. I think it's 8 to 10 guys. He's got, his guys in there that he's familiar with. There's not a whole bunch of guys that, that were there with me, at this point after 2 seasons, a couple of the skill guys, but there's not a whole bunch of guys left. I think they've done a good job to, rebuilt the defense really quickly, went out in free agency, signed a bunch of guys, got some guys that were, disruptive in the pass rush, getting a corner that they made the highest paid corner in the NFL. He's got, guys that are familiar with his system, allows those guys to play fast. I mean, they're doing a good job on defense, and then Fitzy's playing as well as, Fitzy is, he's, I know he's had spurts in his career where, he catches fire and he torches teams. So, last week was a good example of that. He really was doing some really good stuff. When he was under duress, he was finding guys were making plays for him. That's huge when Fitzy is playing the way he's playing right now.
We'll do a couple more for Coach.
Adam, 2 injury questions on receivers. Perriman being limited, are you encouraged that he might be available this week?
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping with, going through today and tomorrow, see how he feels. Obviously, the second day is always the one where it's, you're kind of holding your breath heading into Thursday to see how he feels, but hopefully that's trending in the right direction. I know Mims is the other guy that, we're able to at least get out there. We'll see how it goes. I know he's harassing me, telling me, hey, I'm ready. We just gotta go through the steps. You know, we gotta go through the right process. We got to get him to participate 7-on-7 and team and see how many reps he can handle, and then just keep progressing from there. And then when the timing's right, you know, between Joe, myself, the training staff, the doctors, you know, Mims, we'll all get together and make sure that when he is activated, it's the right time.
Will he be cleared to practice then, Adam? Will he be cleared to practice off IR? Like, will you activate?
I think he should be out there today.
So there's a chance then that Denzel plays this weekend, or is that just?
We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. You know, I mean, I thought that the last time, and that didn't work out so well.
You had said that everything was on the table in terms of kind of what you might do to switch things up with the coaching. You're not going to change play calling, but is there anything else that you're going to change in terms of your duties or anybody else's duties on the staff?
Yeah, sometimes when you guys talk to me on Monday, you know, it's not the funnest day in the world to go through. You know, you just get done talking to the players, and you know, you're trying to get things fixed. And you know, being 0-5 right now, I mean, you do this during a season. You're trying to figure out what's the right thing to get to. What is there anything that can be changed up that can help us? Does changing something like that help us? Does moving a guy from one position, putting somebody else, does that help us? So, I mean, you start looking at everything, and, you know, we have tons of conversations from, you know, top to bottom, and, you know, try to investigate where we can get things fixed, and, you know, who we have available to us. And, you know, that was something, you know, I brought up to those guys, and, you know, that's, you know, they didn't feel like that was the right move.
Did you talk to Joe about it and get his feedback on whether it would be?
I talked to quite a few people about it.